Okay, we should be good to go here. So there's a channel in Bitcoin intraday that I'm interested in. Really clearly defined, right? So I can just cut bait if it doesn't work. So when VWAP gets to this channel here, see, the thing is, on the charting I have 3 different Bitcoin source charts here on different monitors. This channel lines up differently on all 3. There's one lower than this, then there's one here, and there's one here. So there's one here, and then there's even one lower on this other source that I have. Anyway, there's a channel. Now, I don't think it's going to hold, but it's really clearly defined. This is a 15-second XBT USD chart. The nice thing about channel trades is because they're so clearly defined, you can cut bait fast. So I'm loading for 36% size at 18 times leverage. We'll see how this goes. I have a little bit of charting I want to get done too. We'll see if we can get into this trade first. This bull flag, or whatever you want to call it, set up right now on Bitcoin from 2020 versus now. I just want to confirm a few things on that. But first, it'd be nice to kill this. So that was a rejection at the top there off the 20 MA that we've been watching. So I'll review some charting here in a minute. So I'm hesitating right now because there's a number of things happening on the screen there. So there's the trend line, VWAP, the 200 MA on 15 second is above, 50 MA is above. So 50 MA is purple, pink is 200. The blue is an important support and resistance, basically a pivot. And then the 100 is above, but I'm not too concerned about it. So everything is compressing, I guess. I might not have a choice. I might just have to hit. I think I'm going to lower the I was going to say I have to lower the size because I might have to ping it a few times. Okay, so I'm long there. Let's see how it goes. So that's 36% size, right? It's big. So I have to be excessively cautious. So the general plan here is when it comes back, because it's likely going to. I just didn't have a choice. It started to get away on me. Then I'll hit it for more size. And then if it doesn't work, I'll get out. So there it comes back to me right now. Terrible entry. That's what you get for hesitation. Okay, let's see if she holds. I was waiting for this tail. Maybe I was being a little bit too precise, but I was going to go right there. I don't get nervous about trades very often. This one I'm nervous about because I don't think it's going to hold. But it's a channel. You have to take it. I mean, if you're in the game, because they're nicely, clearly defined. It's just I didn't enter properly. Mind you, I mean, it's not a big drawdown yet. It's like $52. That gets dealt with in a split second on the next trade if this one. Oh, see, there we go. So if this one falls apart, oh, there we go. I got a Fisher cut bait here. So when I close, if it bounces, I'm right back in, eh? As fast as I got out, I'm back in. I have to get hotkeys set up for these new exchanges we're using. So that's interesting. In fact, the one trend line, no, that's about right. That's pretty close. Just looking at the different exchanges and charting that I've got that trend line on, the one might be just even a hair lower. Now, this is XBT, so if we go over to yeah, this is a really tough trade. But it's a channel, so I'm going to do it. I'm in it. Well, our power might go out. And if that happens, then the trading room goes down for half a minute. So I guess the risk is about a couple $100 or so, because if it drops below that channel, you know, if I'm sitting at $50 offside right now, I'd be a couple $100 probably offside by the time it executes. That's nice. Hopefully they get above these MAs here. That would help. So I'll pop up over, then back down to the 200 and go is the idea. The upside of the channel is up here, algorithmically speaking. Whether or not it proves out that way, I don't know, if we get there. So remember, I'm right back in if it gets up over that channel. If it does it too many times, then I just forget about it. I'll do it once or twice, maybe 3 times. If it's a really good setup, which this is not, so I'm out. All right, so on the 5-minute, the 200 MA is right below. $15-minute 20 MAs here. So this is that flag or channel, or they've called it all kinds of different things. And we've marked all the resistance points. Right now it's dealing with the 20 MA on the daily. That's where the rejection was there. So it's right back in that channel. These are Solana charts. So long again there. Let's hope this one works. It's about 38% size. 39% size at 18 times leverage. So I just closed 6%. So that's my fee for slippage. It's at the 200 MA. Oh, I forgot to alert this. And another 6%. Baby moas need leche. Long 39%, size 18 times leverage. Now I don't have my resistance marked out. Closed another 6%. And another 6%. So I got my slippage covered for sure. So I relax once I get here because I got slippage and some profit. And it's an uptrending channel, which is nice. Downtrending channels are tougher because you're closing under your entry all the time. Uptrending channels are to your advantage, right? So now let's fucking go. It's go time. So you got a pretty serious resistance right there. So a few of those might have been a little bit more than 6%. I was a little distracted. No, that's 6% of the current trade size, right? So I always take a fair amount off. I hit it again there for 12%. I take a fair amount off fairly early so that I can totally relax. Once I get to about 33%, and then I can also add in if I want, right? If it's a really nice trade, 12, 18 at the support, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. So that's about where I want to be. In terms of, paying myself and the slippage fees, especially, I took a little more than normal because of this first round. It obviously cost me some money. So once I paid myself and the slippage fees, then, if it's a really nice trade, you can just ping the support every time you get to it. It's just, this is not what I would call a nice trade because it's up against serious resistance. So this is a very real resistance test, right? That 20 MA. I think it's going to come back to here. So this is the diagonal fib algorithmically in this channel or flag. And it's got brutal resistance right here, 59,450 or 59,483. And then this one's really serious. And then the 200 up here. So what typically happens is by the time price gets to here, because this is its primary resistance, the 200 will have come down into it. So that tells me that we're probably going to have some pressure. But I mean, I could be wrong too, right? So I don't, at least I endeavor to not tell the market what to do, right? It doesn't go well. So I took another 6% there. I'm playing chicken in this one, like very clearly cautious. That little scrape there pissed me off. I don't have to do that very often when I'm in high frequency mode intraday. I don't like losing at all. I'm not. So when I do, I always, because I'm 35 years in, right? So I've learned how to do this. I back off and I reset. Even something as small as that. Now, if I'm position trading, it's different. Totally different. But this is not that. The epiccryptoapes.com competition. It's not a competition. Well, it's a competition against myself. I'm going to try and get 9 double ups in the next. I think I got 6 weeks left to get to $1 million. What was I going to say? So there's, for people that don't know, there's a free trial there. So you go to the website epiccryptoapes.com and you click on the Telegram. And those guys are cool guys. They're really good at what they do. They'll take care of you. And there's a trial. Redmond will get you in there on a trial, and then you can, you can partake in watching the. It's not a competition. Challenge is a better word. The challenge is for Solana specifically, and that really makes it difficult to have one trading instrument. The next one we do is going to be for any crypto trading, and we're going to invite a few others to come in with us. So as soon as I get comfortable in this, I'm going to go over to Solana and see if I can get some positioning. Intraday Solana's up a fair bit more. I didn't mark my opening lines. What time is it? 10:49. So maybe what I'll do is I'll alarm this. I want to go find those opening lines. That was a smoking trade. Oh, I won't have them on this chart. I got to correct that. So I have my fibs up here in the volumes. I still got to deal with that. So for people that don't know these charts, I'm not going to explain them right now, but some of them are algorithmic models, right? And they can get really messy because I end up overlaying on top. So it's really too bad we're not getting great price action. That trade earlier today was much better. Yeah. So instead of adding here, I'm probably going to close some. I just did 9%. I'm going to give it a little bit of room. A lot. See the VWAP down below there, that orange? Probably gonna bounce off. That's right up my pile. That is me. It's nice when you get a VWAP trend up. You get an up channel. So ideally, you want an up trending channel, up trending VWAP, an up trending 200 A, and an up trending 50. You get all of those working together, those four things, with good execution. See, here's my risk tolerance. I'm probably going to leave it to VWAP here. It'd be a nice trade to get if it worked. For sure. So the 50 and the 20 are overhead here, and the 200. See, the crazy bulls are probably just going to hammer that view up. It's so flat. It's dangerous. I still have enough in the trade to make it really worthwhile if it went. I mean, I really carved out faster than normal. Sometimes you can't even explain why a trade concerns you, because things are moving too fast, right? For you to think through it and express it. This is a really tough setup now. So it's in a pinch, right? The 20 MA above, VWAP below. It's probably going to fail. They're probably going to double bottom is what's most probable now. But I'm not going down there. I'll cut bait and then possibly re-enter there, possibly. You see that 20 MA there? So that's a pop or drop test. So testing it right now. This is really crappy action, but it's really thin on BitMEX right now. So if I was over on another exchange, it would probably be better in terms of the charting. So that's your 100 MA test. Come on. So I might just take a sizable chunk off here at the 200 MA test, and then, because the 200 and the 50 are right above there, and they might not even get there, and then re-enter. Just take some off and then add. Just the action is, it's not great, which is to be expected considering where we're at. Okay, so I took about 9% off there, the current size. I was going to take more, but that candle surprised me. And these aren't exact because I just got too much to watch. It'd be nice to get the run. See, the thing is, you don't want to miss the support tests. You want to do what I'm doing because, you know, 59.5, another $1,500, right? And if you get on the right side of the run, I mean, we were on the right side earlier today, but I probably should have just stayed in, but so this is the 200 MA test. Like, this is super sloppy. This is not what you want to see. But considering what happened up here, like they just hammered the shorts. They cleared the road for us. That's what they ended up doing there. So anyway, there's a resistance there. Just in case they get going here. Another one here. I'm just looking left, right? There's a low there, low there. The highs are important too, but it's the lows I'm really interested in for trims. There's some of the resistance points. Another 9% there. So I've really carved a lot of the meat off the bone here, but I'm good with that. I mean, the trade could go on a while, right? Ebb and flow. Even where it's sitting right now, I mean, the account could, I mean, if it does what it potentially could do here, it'd be another 10%, 7, 8, 9, 10% up on the account at the size I'm at right now. Trimmed another 9% there. So now I'm super confident. In terms of what happened there, was that really pissed me off, that having to take that paper cut. So I'm not sure that I'll trim anymore now. Maybe it's some of these diagonal key resistance areas if they get there. If it's always an if. So this is nice, right? The entry's here, the channel is here, so it's much higher than my entry now. So as long as I respect, the idea of stopping, it's all free money from here. I get a lot of DMs about my trims. It's just when you're in high frequency and you're taking 4, 5, 6 trades a day, you just take what you get and leave, right? If you're making 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5 a trade, take it. So I always mark all my that's why my charts are so messy. All my supports, all my resistance, because I'm pecking, right? I'm like, I'll size in, no problem. But I don't want to take the losses. And I want my win rate as high as possible. I've been watching a lot of those guys that are in some of these competitions, like the Robin Cup. There's different ones right now, and a lot of them don't have that philosophy. And I've been in competitions before, right? Like, I know the game really, really well. I just haven't been in that part of the game for a number of years, but anyway. The thing is if you're relaxed, you can carve out a lot more. So if the trade develops nicely and you get into an ebb and flow, that's where your real money can come in. But right now, it's not exactly the best environment for that. We're up against a big test here. This 20 MA on the daily. And we have a diagonal fib here, structural, and it should return to it. So it's in this zone basically, right? And it's likely not to leave it until maybe Friday or Saturday. If it leaves it right now, well, it does. I don't want to miss it. That's why I'm firing, right? So this is a 15-minute chart. So anyway, if you want to follow these trades, get into that, go to epiccryptoapes.com, get into Telegram. Our team's pretty good. Once we lock into this style of trading, this particular style of trading, we rarely lose. I mean, we do. It's just there'd be small losses like you've seen down here. So that might have cost me a couple $100 for, I don't know what I'll get out of this, but right now it might be, $1,000 or $2,000 for a couple $100. That's why you can't do that too much, right? So you have to know your levels, or you get cut up. So, there's a small amount left in the trade, might be a third or not even, possibly. But I'll just keep skimming off of what's there. So I just took 6%. Knowing that I'm going to end up back at a channel and doing the same thing all over again. And with that 20 MA overhead that we're dealing with. So here's the 15-minute resistance marks. I'll probably just, this is a double top on this, right? When I was over in this chart a few minutes ago, I had seen that, and that's why I just took that 6%. But, so I might take a bit here and then a bit at each of these, but I think it's coming back. And so this is 15-minute, and there's 20 MAs here, the 50 MAs here. There's a nice pivot candle here. That's pretty decent support, 57,963. I was pretty close with this guess. Earlier today I drew that. 57,963. Is that what it was? 57,963-ish. So it basically correlates with my pivot here. It's a super nice pivot. Had I seen that earlier, I would have had a lot more confidence with that bounce. It doesn't get much better. Like, that's a 15 minutes, so it's not huge, right? It's not a weekly or even a daily. But in terms of the structure of it, that's a super nice pivot candle. $57,967. And you have a very defined channel here, right? If you brought it down on the 5-minute, you'd probably see it a lot clearer. So it's going to come back there. It's probably coming back right now. The bulls want this bad because of that channel, right? Like, you get up and out of that channel. Where is that? This one. You get up and out of this channel. This is a daily, right? It's a huge structure. And it's bye-bye. Now, depending on where it leaves, we can get you to the levels. But we, once, if it does leave, we can pretty much pin down those levels. And that's kind of ideal trading, right? Kinda. It is. It's about as good as it gets. So this bull flag or channel or whatever you want to call it that I just showed you, there's one similar in 2020 before the breakout. So I want to really dig into, because history tends to rhyme, especially algorithmically. So what I'll do soon is I'll cut this video and then I'll come back and do that study. I just want to see the price action here at a channel tap. Because if it's good, I'll hammer down. It'd be different if it was, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock into cash open. The flows are nicer, cleaner. So because I've stripped a lot of meat off the bone, my stress is way down. I'm not worried about, precise trims or ads or anything like that. Now it's all about, does price action respect any signals, right? Or any indications or indicators. So my MAs. So for example, as soon as price starts tracking the 20 MAs straight up. So did it happen here? And they didn't give it much. The shorts much of an opportunity to know that was coming. What time is that at? 9:56. Wow. Like normally you'll get the price at least tracking the 20 MA. Like the 20 MA should be with it there. Once it got over that pivot, kaboom. Interesting. That would have been hard to handle as a short. It's pretty sloppy, but that's a resistance test. That's what they look like. But once it's up and over, so my guess is, okay, here we go. So we want to see what the price action looks like here. My guess is that, see here, this is timing. Hey, this is 5 o'clock in the morning on a 1 hour structure. I'm just going to take this out. I pretty much nailed that. Pretty close. Last night's study, we had found this timing for 11 in the morning, and it basically freaking hit. I was watching it. I couldn't believe it. I didn't execute. The software, our machine learning didn't execute. It's been sitting through this test. But obviously I should have. So algorithmically, so that's a TL. It followed, then it fell out, and now it's following it on the underside. It's extremely bullish. So we're probably peaking at 5 a.m. And I don't want to be dramatic, but it has possibility that's pretty intense. Like in a really, really most bullish environment, we're talking 69,000. It's not going to do it, but in the most bullish environment, that's your target. Anyway, for 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, your target's in here and here. It'd probably blow off a bit here. So 59.7, you're probably got a couple $1,000s from here. Or it's just going to dump. We have a symmetrical structure that we're watching. It's this arc here. So when price left the arc, it tracked the arc. And now, anyway, I'm not going to explain the algorithmic structures, but so this trend line, so 58.040, right here. So the TL has been basically established, right? The rule is 2 or more hits. This is a 15 seconds, so you have a number of hits. But say on a 3-minute or a 5-minute, you'd have 2 or more hits to a trend line support. Yeah. So classically, that's your rule. So now everybody knows it's there, right? So my point is that if everybody knows it's there, the next touch, the third touch, is probably um, a big rally. Algorithmically is different, right? So classically, that's the rule, but we do a lot of charting algorithmically, and we know where channels are or supports before classically it's proven out. So it should, and I'm not saying it will, but it should when it gets anywhere near, and the 200, see the 200's tracking right here? That's really bullish, and the VWAP's starting to turn up. It should get at least close at some, well, it will at some point. And when it does, it should have a serious bounce. And that serious bounce could very well be that timing here. So in overnight, like these are hourly candles, right? So you might see 5 or 6, 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours tracking in here. And then kaboom. And my suspicion was, I put it in the trading room earlier for our subs, that my suspicion is that we'll go into pre-market tomorrow at whatever resistance they bring it to. So I think they'll threaten into cash open tomorrow resistance. It'll either be that or support. If it's support, well then it'd probably be right here. That's that arc. That's an algorithmic symmetrical arc that's very real. It's on an hourly structure. It's huge. So you're either going to be, so that's 5 o'clock in the morning, but an hourly, right? So call it 6. And then 9 o'clock is right here. 9, 9:30, 10. 200 MAs down there. Right here. Anyway, somewhere in here between 56,000, 56 and 56.7 is the support. So if it comes off overnight, that somewhere in here you'll be sitting in there for cash open tomorrow. In this pocket. Or overnight, if they stay bullish and they press into 5 o'clock, and they typically go early, right? So that's a 5 o'clock candle. So you could almost expect by 3:34, 4:30 that the pressure's starting, right? It could be up in here, and then your blow off. Now, where exactly it would blow off to, if I had to give you a guess, we have this algorithmic structure, and I'll just show you a trick. I won't explain right now how this is done, more than just to show you. So I just go straight from there, straight over. We have a 2-day boot camp for the crypto traders, by the way, Sunday and Monday. So you can always message through on the Epic Crypto Apes Telegram to register. I think it's $250 for the public. So $100 for the apes, I think, for our tribe. Anyway, we're going to do a lot of this on the weekend. It's Sunday and Monday, and the trading will be spectacular, of course. I think it'll be a good time for the traders. So what's the number? 61. That's your target. So you're either going to, say, 56s or 61. I doubt you'll be sitting kind of in between tomorrow morning to cash open. Okay, so over to Solana quick while we watch this. Now these charts are a mess, but this one's been good. Just simple algorithmic TLs. On the 15-minute. That's 15-second. There's nothing there yet. Now this is a funky model. I won't go into the details other than to say that you do have timing around the same time. So 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So intraday, they're up against a key resistance. Now here's the spooky part about Solana. So this is its channel, right? These are weekly candles. They're huge. This is the 50 MA. So 50 MA on a weekly time frame is massive support in any instrument of trade of any size, right? What's even wilder is that there's a massively cool pivot candle right there. So at 129.48. And the body of this week's candle is sitting on top, right? Anyway, you've got an obvious trend line, and you would see it much clearer on a 4-hour, even a daily. But there's a trend line there, resistance. And that's what Solana's up against. So while it's up against that, Bitcoin is working on that 20 MA over. What did this say? Where is that chart? Here. Pretty sure they're going to get it. So if you're thinking of swinging or positioning a really big long, you can probably expect a really serious spike north when they take out the shorts. If the test happens, right, if price gets up in here, it'll probably be happening in Bitcoin at a key level at that point. And so that's why you get those big spikes, right? So when the shorts say uncle, you can get a huge spike and then a pullback underneath it. So you have to, if you're really sizing, you should take, and I haven't had the time, you should take this idea down to a daily or a 4-hour or even an hourly and get that TL real clear so you can see it super clear. And you're long above, short below, or long above or close below, right? Breakout tests are not easy. But if you do that, that's that S&P trade, by the way. And Teo, see it screaming. See, this was basically correct. It's screaming long too, but it's up against the 200 on the 4-hour. And it's got timing tomorrow at the end of day, 4 o'clock. Okay, so they're coming back here. Let's see how this test goes. So you got the 200 right here, right? So they're under the 20. 50 didn't work. Testing the 100 right now. And the 200's right here. So I'll just turn off the mic for a minute while we watch this test. I think they're going to come in and test it. This is crude oil. I got a oil trade on from earlier today that's doing well. I think I was in down here somewhere. Yeah. So I should probably trim some, but I'm not going to because I'm quite confident in the trade. And it's continuing after timing here. So they might just rip the face off the shorts here. And the software is, well, it's not huge right now. This is the test it's in. So that's the 20 MA. See that there's the same similar tests all through the markets right now. But this is a key resistance right here. So it first tested the 200 here. So that blow off, that's what I'm talking about. Don't get caught in that blow off. So you can see this is Bitcoin on that algorithmic model. They'll probably do that until the shorts give up and then kaboom. 5 a.m. tomorrow. Here comes your test. So 58071. $58096. Hammering this channel might be a really, really nice trade. Just this one time. And might not even come back to the lower part of that channel. But if it does, I mean, right where the 200 is might even be enough. So this is the beauty of trending channels. The support entry is way down here, and your channel supports here. So if it fails, you got all kinds of room. So this is why you want to, once you get on the right side of a trade, you want to finish it. You don't want to, like in terms of following it through, you don't want to just take a bit and leave, because the big opportunity is actually right here. If they fire north here, it's very possible they're going to hit 58,842. So $600, $700 from where it is right now. That would put you right here. And probably fast. Like something like that. So by 11, what time does that say? 11:50? You know, that's probably 20 minutes. If it's the if. Software is still sitting quiet, so I'm always careful until it starts banging. All right, so Let's see if I'm right. See, that run would make sense for Bitcoin, because on Solana, it also makes sense. So the 20s come through the 200 on the 15-minute. That's pretty serious with price above. As that 20 gets closer to here, if price is still above, it'll probably just ride the 20. So that would look something like this. See this over here? And this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this here, this is nice. This is a clean 3 down. So this is 3. This is 6. You know where I'm going here, right? So this would be 7, 8, and then 1 more. 9. I'm just eyeballing it. So that would be 9 steps. And you got key resistance up there. So it'll probably nail it right here. Sunday at 1:45. So if it does get going here, you're probably... No, I'm not following any rules here with my Elliott wave, so don't get excited. I just want to see what it might look like. I use that impulse wave just for basic visualization. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's a 6. That's 6. Clean 6. 2. 2. I don't think it's going to hit that early, but it might. It might. This would make a little more sense. That's tomorrow morning cash open. It's probably tomorrow morning cash open. That's a cool chart. Here they come. So I drew this a long time ago. It tapped my target, generally speaking, but early. And algorithmically, I mean, if the bulls get going here off of this support that I had drawn months ago, now this is a really messy model, but I'm going to show you something. Structurally, $355 is very possible, then $395. That's April next year. Algorithmically, it works. So what's setting up right now is really interesting because of this. Right, it gets out of the channel. Call it up over 188, 190. And it could be goodbye. And the same thing with Bitcoin. This channel here. And that may happen as early as September 25th. Either September 25th or around October 12th, 13th. But if they go into compression, it's happening on the 25th-ish. Wouldn't surprise me at all. So then they're gone, and then it's just a matter of, what are your resistance points up top, right? So say it does leave there. Its top side is 113,000. I mean, there's various resistance on the way, of course, but so that's probably a good target for April 2025. Pretty crazy. What was that number? 113? Yeah. '76s, and then 90-ish. So I'm not sure if I should hang around for this or not now. I marked that timing for a reason, didn't I? Right. Was it that? No. I think it was just generally the target. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll give it 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Okay, it's coming into that timing, whatever it was. I think it was supposed to be around there. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're getting into the support test here. After I cut the video, I'll probably get some sleep. Because early morning is going to be wild, I'm sure. I wanted to get some more study work done, webinar study work for our tribe, but it's getting to be 12 o'clock, and I bet you my alarms are going to just be going crazy by 3:30. I just about added there for fun. I should have, could have, would have. But anyway, that 2024 versus 2020 Bitcoin flag breakout. I want to chart that. Tomorrow's Thursday. I got to get everything done tomorrow because then we're on to Friday. And, well, Friday night I got to treat my wife. Damn. If they don't come back to this 200, buggers, eh? Probably in the order book there was a tap right on it. See, the thing is, they already paved the way when they took the shorts out here. I wonder how much was liquidated. That was pretty wild. So up over the double top, there's something I'm missing. There must have been more of a reason. But anyway, I guess just time of day could have done it, 10 o'clock, right? But anyway, the point is they've paved the way up to 58.5 or so. So they should get there to test it. If they ride this channel, the lower part of this channel, the TL or TLs, up to that double top, like up to the 58.4s, it's 492. Watch out, because if it doesn't pop off the channel and it just tracks the channel, it'll probably just fall straight off. It's not a great sign, not a great signal. But back over here, earlier today, yeah, you can see how they turned up off. I mean, I should have picked that up. I bet you they were tracking on a 5 second. Like if you go down to a 5 second, I bet you'll see the 20 MA at track. Well, let's do it right now. Where was that? 10 o'clock, right? Damn. They were up over the 20 MA, even on, that's the 100. Why am I confused? 5 minute? Nope. What's this? A 3 minute. That's very interesting. Very curious. I'm just thinking if I was short, how I would know. I guess the actual price action. Okay, this looks like it's going to be the real test. So what I think you're going to see is right here, and then bye-bye. So this is going to time out right at 12 o'clock. So if you go straight over from this tail to here horizontally, that comes in at 12 o'clock. So we'll wait until 12 o'clock. So just over a minute, I guess. Price is flatlined right here. Basically a Mexican standoff. There, it's 15 seconds away. No, that's 12 o'clock. Wild. It's this line I think they tap. I just about triggered an ad right there. Not much, but I think I was going to add maybe 5% of my account. It's actually been a great trade. Well, great is not the right word, but I mean, it's payday. The one earlier was better, I think. Sure. Well, I'm not too sure if I should shut it down now or what. I hate leaving a trade with mechanical stops. Like I'm really stubborn that way. I'll stay in front of the screens for like 4 days or more. But I have help right around the house and staff and stuff. But look at that. So I got out. I closed. They might bounce here. No. I closed right there. And they're going to bounce it. Sure enough. So let's just back that up for a sec. Yeah, they're bouncing it. Or maybe not. So that's what the trade looked like. So I'm going to save this chart for you guys. So epiccryptoapes.com, and then you click on the Telegram. What was I doing here with this line? Oh, that was the first. That's where I took the paper cut. You know, that account is up since Friday. So I had the double up on the one account. It wasn't quite a double up. But this account is up probably 35% this week. Since Saturday-ish. Yeah. It's been good. Anyway. It's messy. But just in case it does bounce here and you chase it and you're in it and you want it, I mean, it's not hard to draw a couple trend lines, I guess. I guess we should tell the folks that we won. Where is that? It's been a great week. Yeah, anyway, hopefully we see you over at Epic Crypto Apes if you're not already in there. And boot camps this weekend. So if you want to register for that, go to the website. And yeah, that's about it. Peace and love.